Well, folks, good evening. Welcome to the Community Service Awards here at Greenwich High School. My name is Ralph Mayo, and I am the principal of this amazing school. Tonight, you're going to hear about a lot of things that our students have done to make this a better community. Have done so much for so many people in this town, and it's just amazing. Wonder, especially with some of the high school students, when do they sleep? Because I can't figure it out. They're taking these advanced classes, they're athletics or the theater, and they're trying to do community service at the same time. So they're better than I am, because I could not do that. Before we begin the ceremony, I want to thank Michael Bro and his jazz ensemble for playing here today. And it's a pleasure for me to introduce the dignitaries on my left. Not going to do anything bad. Okay, right next to me is Dr. Ernest Flashman, and in the paper the other day it said, spending a day with Ernie is the best day you can do. So, thank you. I spent a day with Ernie last week talking to all the award winners, and it was just amazing. Next to Dr. Flashman is Dr. Tony Jones, our superintendent of schools. Oh, she's not next to him, but okay. Also up here is our board chair, Mr. Joe Kelly, and last but not least, Mr. Fred Camillo, our first selectman. Fred, come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayo. Good evening, everybody. A few weeks ago, the country observed the 76th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in baseball. One of the things that Jackie Robinson was known for was his belief in public service. He famously once said that a life is unimportant except for the impact it has on other lives. Judging by the group to my right and my left, they're certainly off to a great start, already impacting lives at an early age. There really is no more of a noble calling than public service, whether it's in the military or public safety, but it all starts with civic involvement and volunteerism. So you certainly all are living by the credo, give and forget, receive and remember. God bless you all, and good luck and congratulations.
I've known Mr. Camillo most of my life. He has given so much to this town and to our state. I'd like to give him another hand. Thank you, Freddie. Okay, so we have elected officials in our audience, members of the Board of Education, members of the BET, RTM, and any former winners of this prestigious award. Please stand. I know I saw Leslie Tarkington, she's on the BET. I know I saw Christina Downey, Kathleen Stowe, Board of Education members, and Shannon Stone McGuigan, one of our select people. So, those people are here. Give them a hand, folks. So, it's my pleasure to introduce our board chair, Mr. Joe Kelly. Joe and I spent all morning on Saturday living like Luke and cleaning up the beach, and I saw many other of these young adults there as well. So thank you, Mr. Kelly, for living the dream.
Great, thank you very much. Dr. Flashman, how cool this is for me to be standing next to you. Great work you've done over the years. It's just tremendous. And thanks for introducing me, Fred, Tony, all the dignitaries on that side. I guess. Most importantly, it's the do-gooders here that we're here to honor. So thank you for all the good that you guys do and did. I broke my life into thirds. Started off learning, afford to do so. I wasn't struggled at that. Then the next third of my life was earning. I was really good at that. I spent a lot of time working really hard. I had a very good work instinct, a very good work ethic, and I worked hard and I was able to earn a lot. The third part of my life was returning. What I've done a lot recently is given back. No regret not starting out and putting a component of giving back in my early stages of my life. I wish that I do what you guys do now. I wish I spent more time giving back because I've never been happier as a human being. I've never been so satisfied. I almost feel like I'm reaching out and clawing for more time. I'm 60 years old. I got another 25 years or so of doing good, and I just think that time's running out. I just keep finding more and more things that I could do to help people. There's nothing more noble than helping people and doing a job or a service that helps others. That is the most noble thing you could do. And I am going to continue to put so much time in. We work a lot with my Board of Education pals. We spend a whole bunch of time just giving back. And sometimes it's satisfying, sometimes it's less satisfying. But I'll tell you what, out of the time I put in, I get 10, 15, maybe 20 times back from what the time I put in. And the other things I volunteer, it's great. So I envy you young people. Continue to do what you do. Continue the great work. Thank you very much. And I will now introduce our superintendent. I forgot to do it. I apologize, Dr. Tony Jones. I had one job.
I was on my way anyway. It's okay. I just want to say, first of all, thank you as parents, as guardians, for what you do. You are absolutely getting it right if you have a child sitting on this stage. And this is what we hope for in education, is not only to be academically rich, but also just in character, in service, and just bringing up really kind human beings. So can we give our audience a round of applause, your parents, grandparents? I also want to just acknowledge, Dr. Flashman, what an honor it is, truly, I think, for all of us with Greenwich Public Schools to be on the stage with you. This is at one time every year, and we really, truly look forward to this. And thank you for how you've inspired the district for decades, so thank you. And to our administrators, thank you for all the work that you do, because you have to give children opportunities also during the school day and part of the district, and you make service available. You make it easy for students to participate, and that is so appreciated. And students, congratulations. Enjoy this evening. You're doing something really phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bro, Mr. Polis. Thank you for working with us today. Amazing, amazing, folks. Mr. Sopranowicz, our Director of Communication, asked me to say a few things about our middle school awards. Do just that, because I'm staying on script tonight, because I know there's a special meeting of the Board of Education, and I know you guys don't want to be late for that. So, but before I talk about middle school and middle school awards, I just want to do a shout out for my friend Gordon Beinstein, who's retiring after 10 years at the Greenwich Public Schools. The principal of Western Middle School, folks. He thinks I'm going to say something else, but I'm not. So here we go. I was the principal of Eastern Middle School for 14 years, so I know a little bit about middle school students and how they develop along the way. And sometimes it's messy. It's a little messy at the middle school. Would you guys agree with that? Yeah. But it's a big time of change, and they're finding their way, and they just are beginning to find what they're really interested in, what their passions are, and what gives them joy. And to watch them grow. I know some of our high school award winners I've had when I was, they were in 6th grade when I left Eastern Middle School. So I know them. I've known them for almost 6 years now. And they started growing right there and started getting into that spirit of volunteerism that is part of our town. It's a part of the fabric of our town. So without further ado, and so we don't waste time at the Board of Ed meeting, Mr. Tommy Ely, come on up. Our principal of Central Middle School.
Good evening, everyone. I was all prepared to make a joke about how I was going to really be excited to have a jazz interlude before every speaking engagement, but I didn't realize Ralph had words before that, so the moment sort of passed, but that was excellent. Thank you, guys. I am proud to introduce Charlotte Merrick as the award winner for Central Middle School's Community Service Award. Charlotte is a model student and a true ambassador for Central Middle School. Her unwavering positivity, genuine care for others, and commitment to serving her community is truly extraordinary. During her time at CMS, Charlotte has taken numerous actions to support a safe and healthy school environment. Her strength of character is second to none. She has been a welcoming peer to new students to the school, an encouraging champion for our entire student body, and a critical voice in the First Selectmen's Youth Commission. Central will miss Charlotte's bright and giving spirit next year, but we are proud to honor her with this award for all she has done for our community in her 3 years at Central. Congratulations, Charlotte. I'd now like to introduce Jason Goldstein, principal of Eastern Middle School.
Maddie, this is where you need to come up and stand in the spotlight for a minute. It is my privilege to recognize Madeline Johnson as our Eastern Middle School Community Service Award recipient. Maddie shared that it's important to her to participate in community service activities because it enriches her life by allowing her to connect with new people and helps her grow as a person. Dancing is a passion of Maddie's, as well as many others. Maddie created a collection process for gently used dance costumes to be donated to those in need. Then Maddie coordinated with a facility to distribute the collected items. So far, Maddie has collected over 200 costumes along with other dance-related items that have been shipped all over the country to those in need. Within our school community, Maddie is an active leader in our student council, creating and facilitating multiple donation food drives, toys, clothing drives, and items for those in need. Maddie's school counselor, Ms. Genevieve, shared, Maddie is a supportive, kind, and helpful student in and outside of school. She is consistently supporting others, even when she thinks no one is watching. Maddie is an active role model at Eastern Middle School that all other students can look up to. I look forward to seeing what the future holds for her. Congratulations, Maddie, on this well-deserved Community Service Award. And now I'd like to introduce our Western Middle School principal, Gordon Beinstein.
It's my pleasure to present Ms. Keegan Corder. I have to be honest, I don't know Keegan too well. As a middle school principal, my day is spent with other little cherubs. In fact, when I called her down to the office, I don't think she knew where it was. Always a good, sense that we maybe picked the right person. So I reached out to her teachers and said, tell me a little bit about Keegan. They described her as kind, compassionate, willing to work with everyone. She's a model student, hardworking, and a real asset to class discussion and the overall environment. My favorite comment was from Mr. Hauer, her science teacher. When informed that Keegan would be our honoree, he simply said, nice guys finish first. I'd be remiss if I didn't also let you know that Keegan plays a mean first base for our softball team, the undefeated Western softball team. And we're so proud of her. She represents the best of Western and the best of Greenwich. So congratulations, Keegan. You're welcome. This is for you.
The next 5 students in our program are from Greenwich High School, one from each house. And Ernie and I spent at least 2 hours with them last Thursday, having lunch and asking them why they do what they do. And we got some really interesting answers. But most of all, the common theme that ran among the answers was they were so passionate and so engaged in what they were doing, and they were helping others without any kind of thing in return. They were not looking for anything in return. They just were going out there and doing the best they could for our community. And as I said before, our community is made up of volunteers. Our entire government that runs this town are all volunteers. The school board is all volunteers. They put in hours and hours and hours. And these students, I could see someday on school boards and as select people running things, because they are some of the most amazing students I think I've ever met here at Greenwich High School. And that says something, since I've been in and around this building for 30 years. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Lucia Recco from Bell House, and she is going to begin the recognition of our secondary award winners. Lucy.
For Lauren Monshine, community service for her has been about supporting as many people as possible, but especially the youth in Greenwich. When I spoke to Lauren in preparation for this ceremony, she referenced a quote from the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg: "Whatever you choose to do, leave tracks." Lauren participates in service activities because she believes it is important to increase awareness, generate change, and having a lasting positive impact on her community. Lauren has served on the executive board of the First Selectmen's Youth Commission. As a member of the board, she has moderated the Greenwich Student Diversity Leadership Conference, where youth from diverse backgrounds come together to discuss issues of equality, race, and privilege. Also, as a member of the board, she created and coordinated the Mental Health Conference. She organized with mental health experts a program called Conscious Coping to teach students how to help themselves and others navigate difficult situations that may arise in school, home, and social settings. In addition, Lauren is president of the Link Community Service Club, which is a long-standing GHS club serving the Greenwich community. She's also the head of events chair for Generation Impact, which organizes events to recruit 100 members annually to provide a $10,000 grant to a selected nonprofit. We are very proud of Lauren as she enters the next chapter and continues to pursue her passions. She will be attending the University of Virginia in the fall, where she plans on pursuing her interest in public policy. Please join me in congratulating Lauren on her accomplishments. Certificate. Our next presenter is Christina Shaw, the Cantor House Administrator.
Good evening, everyone. As Cantor House Administrator, it is one of my greatest pleasures to participate in this ceremony. I am honored to present this year's Cantor House Community Service Award to Erin McKay. According to her counselor, Ariane Haley, it has been an absolute joy to watch Erin grow into a young woman with a strong voice. As an aspiring writer, Erin has found an outlet through which she shares her causes and her interests with the world. As passionate as she is about her writing, Erin's dedication to community service rivals that love. Like many of our students, Erin has been involved in many community service organizations throughout her years as a Greenwich High School student. One of the most significant to her has been her work with the Offbeat Players, an organization that promotes and performs inclusive theater productions. For the last few summers, Erin has spent most nights working with this group. She says it is the collaboration that they create and their quest to understand each person's unique view of the world that makes the experience so wonderful. In addition, Erin has been involved with teaching young children at her synagogue. This has fueled an interest in a teaching career. She has also given time to the Bruce Museum Seaside Center, an environmental education center focused on teaching children about the Long Island Sound ecology. Erin's list of community service goes on and on. Next year, Erin will be attending Smith College and studying English literature. She will continue to work on her writing aspirations too. I know that she will be a wonderful asset to her new community and wish her well as she embarks on this exciting journey. Please join me in congratulating Erin on her Community Service Award. I'd now like to introduce David Wacko, Clark House Administrator.
Good evening, everybody. Clark House is very proud and pleased to honor Luke McQuillan as this year's Community Service Award winner. Luke has given much of his time in helping others. Luke is most proud of his charity that he started 5 years ago, the Luke McQuillan Holiday Gift Drive. He's a survivor of brain cancer, and while in the hospital during his own treatment, Luke noticed that young adolescents were the forgotten group during the holidays. His organization has raised over $135,000 to purchase gifts for this age group during the holiday season. Luke and his charity have been featured on television and various social media outlets. All of this while maintaining over a 4.0 GPA. When I asked Luke about his service, his response was, "This has had a positive impact not only on the patients, but their families and the health providers as well. I like to help people and give back to our community." Luke would like to thank his parents for all their support, and I think Ms. Presta sums it up well about Luke. He stands up for what is right, and he is never afraid to take the less traveled path. Please help me in congratulating Luke McQuillan and all the other award winners this evening. Luke, congratulations. It's my pleasure to welcome Andrew Byrne, the Folsom House Administrator.
Good evening. Folsom House is pleased to present this year's Community Service Award to Joaquina Mendivi. When she's not playing soccer or working for her family business, Joaquina is volunteering her gifts and talents with the Greenwich community. She is a member of the Chamber of Singers and a homeroom representative in student government. She has also volunteered as an academic tutor and spent copious hours donating her time to Neighbor to Neighbor, the Bruce Museum, and Food Rescue. In addition, as president of Association of Hispanics, she has created events to raise money for local organizations that help Hispanic communities in need. If that wasn't enough, Joaquina is the founder and president of the Cultural Cuisine Club, where she's worked with members to create cookbooks and share them with the community to raise cultural awareness and connections. She's also the president of the Spanish National Honor Society at Greenwich High School, through which she has helped organize community service opportunities, most recently the International Night, an event that united our community. Finally, Joaquina is a directive board member of the Link Club. Link partners with local organizations to assist in community service projects and crafts community service opportunities for students. We're going to miss having Joaquina on campus next year, but we know that she will continue to be a role model for many, both at UPenn next year and in the Greenwich community for years to come. Please join me in congratulating Joaquina. Congratulations. Now, my pleasure to introduce Ms. Bridget Barry, Sheldon House Administrator.
Good evening. Sheldon House is proud of and in awe of Logan Carino and all he manages to get done. On coming back from the isolation of the pandemic, Logan was inspired to rebuild a sense of community here, which he did through a number of initiatives. Starting with 10 members, Logan founded the Greenwich Youth Charitable Organization. Here at GHS, this became the Student Give Back Club, which now numbers over 350 members. Here are some highlights of what they've done. Organized a holiday party at the Boys and Girls Club, donated over 400 Snuggle Sock blankets to community centers, raised nearly $6,000 in a global giving drive, helped package first aid kits that were shipped to 42 Ukrainian hubs. They partnered with Sound Waters to help clean up the Cove in Stamford and picked up over 300 pounds of trash. In a recent one-day donation drive, they helped raise money for the Vanishing White Matter Foundation. Beyond the Give Back Club, Logan volunteers in several other organizations, from Roots and Shoots to Jonathan Quick's Goalie Camp. Logan indicated that his parents inspired him to care for self and others and gave him good practical advice on various matters such as how to get club growth, which clearly worked. Logan will be attending Babson College in the fall. He will leave a legacy here of supporting others, and he looks forward to making positive contributions in any community he is part of in the future. Congratulations, Logan.
And now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Dr. Fleischman, who was superintendent of schools here in Greenwich Public Schools for a very long time. And he is the one who started the Fleischman Service Award. So Dr. Fleischman, we can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you. And I want to thank the Board of Education and school administrative leaders and teachers, and of course you, the most important people in the room, for the work that you do. I want to provide a little background on the history of this program. A few of you have heard this before. It was 1986, 37 years ago, when I was driving back from Portchester on the Post Road, and I saw a sign that said, "Welcome to Greenwich, the home of sports champions." Now, that made me happy in some ways. I was both pleased and disturbed. Pleased because 3 of our kids who graduated from Greenwich High School played varsity sports. But I was disturbed because I thought of the many champions who were not being recognized, and they were serving their community. I then called a meeting of our leadership team and proposed that we established a program to honor you, those students who are doing heroic work, serving their community. The group enthusiastically agreed. We agreed that community service needs to be put up on a pedestal. What you honor and what you expect is what you get. Furthermore, improving the lives of others is a major goal of the school system. The high school award winners at a luncheon held a few days ago in Principal Ralph Mayo's office told us that community service has changed their lives and their outlook. They said, and I quote them, "We feel a personal power that can make a difference in improving lives." So we know that community service is about developing habits of the mind and the heart. Now I'm going to ask Stephanie Chang. I use the word Fleischman Award winner because I think, well, that's what happens, the award, when somebody's alive, not alive. I'm here and well. So Stephanie, come on up and let me share with you, please come up, some of Stephanie's wonderful community service accomplishments. She is co-founder of My STEM Help and technology director of that program.
which is a student-run not-for-profit which provides free virtual academic support to students K through 12. She developed a website to host tutoring sessions that raised $4,000 and partnered with the Greenwich PTA to provide that support for middle schools and local education and elementary school not-for-profits. She co-founded and directed A1 for Girls, a virtual summer program for 100 elementary and middle school girls from 5 different states for the past 3 years. Interviewed and trained more than 50 tutors who serve students from Stanford, Greenwich, and Bronx, New York City. She also organized STEM seminars during the summer, enabling students to avoid learning loss during the pandemic. She supported the River House Adult Care Center by designing and leading music therapy programs for more than 50 patients diagnosed with cognitive issues in order to improve their memories and brain functioning. Has served as president of the Greenwich High School Performance Club. In that role, she recruited and led a group of 20 high school musicians to perform live classical jazz concerts at local nursing homes and senior centers. She also researched the impact of personalized music on patients with dementia. She is the editor and director of the School Picturesque magazine, which is dedicated to broadcasting overlooked voices through journalism and art. Last year, Stephanie organized the first Greenwich High School all-girls math team to participate in the annual Yale Girls Math Competition. She is a fervent supporter of gender equity. She wants to use her knowledge in math, computer science, and music to pursue her dream to transform the lives of those struggling with cognitive and communicative disorders so that they can become productive citizens. These accomplishments by Stephanie are so impressive. They describe what she has done to date, but now I want to just briefly focus on Stephanie the person. I met with Stephanie for an hour and a half recently so that I could get to know her and we could ask each other So what came through to me so clearly are Stephanie's passions for improving the lives of people who are underserved, students and adults, who need support to improve their lives. What came through to me was her desire to use her academic knowledge to improve the well-being of others through her math, computer technology, science, and music. She's empathetic. She asks great questions. You have a wonderful sense of humor. So cares about building community, helping people make connections to each other, helping people feel less isolated. I will close this by quoting from Stephanie's guidance counselor. Quote, Stephanie is exceptional in almost all areas, but she stands out as a collaborative leader for her passion and dedication to service. She considers helping others a privilege and is personable, open-minded, and generous in supporting others within our school and community. Stephanie says it beautifully, and I quote her, "Service is not only an opportunity to broaden your views of the world and meet people completely different from you, but also a way to genuinely contribute to your community." Stephanie, it's my delight to give you this award in my name. You're fabulous.
First of all, thank you all for being here, and thank you to Dr. Fleischman for founding this award in the first place. I think it is so important for service to be celebrated, especially from a young age, because it captures what the human spirit is about, making the world a better place, one person at a time. So can we just take a moment and give another round of applause to all of the students on the stage, especially the elementary and middle schoolers, who I especially commend for taking such a large step at such an early age. Everybody has their own reasons for why they are involved in service. For me, and for like many of us on this stage, my dedication to service stemmed from a desire to give back to my community. When I was little, I was extremely shy. I struggled in finding my own voice, but it was my friends, family, and especially teachers who had no duty or responsibility to help me other than the fact that they wanted to, who were kind and patient enough with me to slowly guide me along my journey to becoming the person that I am today. So today, I want to thank them for helping me find my voice and now allowing me to use it to amplify others. Whether it is providing free tutoring to kids from underprivileged areas, teaching and hosting guest speakers for younger girls to feel more confident pursuing STEM fields, or using music to communicate with seniors who struggle from cognitive disorders. I gave back to my community in the ways that I knew how to. And I think that this is something that everybody can do. For me, giving back is no longer a duty, but a joy that has transformed the way that I see the world. Now, before I finish up and let everybody go home, I want to say one final thing. And this is especially for all the younger students here tonight. I know that the world can often feel big and intimidating, and you might even feel small and helpless amid such deep polarization and divide. But if there's anything for us to take away from this ceremony tonight, it is the power that each and every one of us has, the power to make a difference and to be the change. You alone may not be able to solve world hunger or single-handedly mend the educational or economic divide, but making the effort to help just one other person is still making the world a better place. So, in the name of celebrating and empowering the spirit of service, thank you to everybody who made the time to be here today, supporting everyone on stage. And especially thank you to those who make the time to give back to their community. Thank you.
Mr. Sopranos asked me to wrap it up, and I don't know how you wrap something like this up. I think they already did. All the young people here already wrapped it up, put a bow on it for all of us. But I want to thank you out there, the parents, first of all, for being such wonderful role models for these young people. And secondly, for sending them here to us, because they're great, and we appreciate them. So, without further ado, we're going to have a lovely little reception in the Galleria, which is the fancy name for a hallway outside. Anyway, get a laugh one of these days. And then all you award winners stay here because we're going to do a big don't leave. And our jazz ensemble is going to play for us as we walk out. So thanks everyone for coming. Appreciate it.